UK Prime Minister Theresa May is stepping down today as leader of the Conservative Party. It comes after she was unable to gain Parliament's support for a plan to leave the EU.
May will remain on as a sort of caretaker prime minister until a new leader is chosen. A successor is set to be announced at the end of July. And earlier I spoke with BBC political reporter Jessica Parker about what comes next.
Well, look, today isn't actually, I'm afraid to tell you, going to be particularly exciting. There's not going to be any kind of big moment where Teresa May walks out onto the steps of Downing Street and makes a big speech. She kind of already did that a couple of weeks ago when she confirmed, as many expected and as many in her own party had long campaigned for, she announced that she would be stepping down as leader of the Conservative Party and therefore eventually as Prime Minister. What we're going to get today is some kind of exchange of letters between her and the people who basically run the parliamentary party, the MPs who are most senior in her Conservative Party in Parliament. They'll exchange letters. She'll have formally stepped down as Conservative Party leader, but as you were just saying, Anne-Marie, she will stay on as Prime Minister until her successor is elected, and that's expected to take quite a few weeks. We're not looking at a successor being elected until mid to late July. So she stays on as Prime Minister, and the official moment where she'll actually stop being Prime Minister is really when she actually goes to the Queen and offers up her resignation. As I say, that's not going to happen until mid to late July.
OK, so I understand. I mean, somebody's got to keep the lights on. Somebody's got to be in that position. But between now and then, over the next 6 weeks, what will she be responsible for? I presume she's obviously not going to be pushing any new laws or doing anything legislatively large.
Yeah, I mean, there's actually quite a lot of speculation that she could try and announce some sort of flurry of spending plans to try and secure some legacy. You were referring to the fact that she hadn't managed to deliver on Brexit, and Brexit's still very much the central issue here in the UK as those people who are vying to succeed her try and lay out their plans on that. But lots of speculation she's going to try and lay out some plans. But you're right in saying she's certainly not going to be passing any big legislation. She still will be Prime Minister, in effect, you know, running the country, as it were. But I think you guys might often use the term lame duck president. She is very much in the dying weeks of her premiership, and many will see her as potentially a lame duck Prime Minister there to keep the show on the road, but not really setting out any big policies, any big ideas that will necessarily have a major impact in the future.
So let's talk about possible replacements. At first, you know, how does that happen? What's the sort of the procedure? And then who are the top contenders?
Right, so as of Monday, the candidates who want to succeed her as Conservative Party leader and therefore as Prime Minister, because the Conservative Party is the ruling party, they submit their nomination papers on Monday. They need to have at least 8 fellow Tory MPs backing them in order to qualify. Then there's going to be successive rounds of voting amongst Conservative MPs. They will whittle the number of candidates down to 2. Those 2 candidates are then put forward to the Tory membership, the party membership, if you like. So if you have the membership of the Republican Party or the Democrat Party, it's the membership of the Conservative Party. They'll hold a series of hustings, and that roughly 150, 160,000 members of the Conservative Party will vote on that final 2 and choose who they want to succeed Theresa May. So that's garnering quite a lot of complaints amongst people who are not Conservative Party members and feel that this is rather undemocratic, that this small group of people is getting to choose who the next Prime Minister will be. But that is the system that is in place. As I say, 11 candidates are currently in the mix. That number could change, could go up, could go down. I won't go through all of them for you, but some of the main names being talked about, the likes of Boris Johnson, the former Foreign Secretary, who of course is a very prominent Brexit campaigner, quite a controversial Marmite kind of candidate. Then you've got Dominic Raab. He's also a Leave supporter. He was once Brexit Secretary until he resigned over Theresa May's approach. He's in the mix as well. Jeremy Hunt, our current Foreign Secretary, who, of course, met with Donald Trump earlier this week when the US President was in the UK, and Donald Trump spoke quite favourably, actually, about Jeremy Hunt. So he's another one of the contenders as well. And there's as well Michael Gove, who's the current Environment Secretary. He also supported Leave in the referendum. and he is seen as a potential contender as well. So they're kind of amongst the top names in this race. But look, it is quite an unpredictable business, and Conservative leadership races are quite famous for producing unexpected results.
So there may be a dark horse out there that we don't even know about yet. Whoever it is, they're going to have to hit the ground running because that Brexit deadline is just a few months away. We'll be watching closely. BBC political reporter Jessica Parker, thank you for walking us through that, Jessica.
Thank you.